How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Software Inc. and welcome back to Nerdrasoft. It is day 2 of November 2014, which means we are just a handful of months away from releasing Metro Horizons, which has just entered its beta phase. Yes, there has been a little bit of a time skip between this episode and the last one. Nothing really happened, if I'm completely honest, aside from the FPS project starting to struggle a little bit and the sports games project starting to struggle a little bit. Now, what I've done with the FPS project is swap out the project leader for Reed Nelson, who is a relatively new hire at Nerdrasoft, because I decided to make another project lead team to lead this project. It is just Reed Nelson. I was hoping that this problem of the effectiveness going away would go away, but evidently that's not really the case, because this month, for example, Reed mixed up some press pictures and we lost almost 2,100 followers from Gungeon 5, which is scheduled to release in 2 months' time. So we really need to figure out the effectiveness on these projects. The sports game project having some problems is relatively new, but we are seeing both Dungeon Drifters 2 and Goblin Bowl 2 get impacted by this. I have made some changes to things like the update cycles and update durations. So the updates for this are now every 4 months instead of 3. It is still every 2 years, or it is still 2 years that we support these products. I'm going to change that to 18 months just to see if it helps at all. When it comes to the FPS project, I did go in and I did take out certain parts, certain tasks from this project. I took out some marketing, I took out some support. I did cancel porting for Gungeon, Gungeon 2, and Gungeon 3, but apparently those have been added back here automatically, so that's just, I guess, something we're going to have to deal with. I'm hoping this all sort of improves. I still, to this day, do not really understand why projects can be totally fine for years, and then suddenly these project leaders just fall apart. I've yet to figure that out. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments, but that's not really going to be the focus of what we're doing today, because we are finally going to be releasing our own version of Cities Skylines in just 4 months' time, and that means that next September, we need to put out our own version of After Dark, February following that, Snowfall, natural disasters that following November, and so on and so forth. Also, it was pointed out in the comments of the last episode that my little production line down here for controllers was not necessarily set up to handle the Obelisk controller. That's actually completely true, which, by the way, the Obelisk controller is now in beta. It's going nowhere because Obelisk itself hasn't gone out. But if we look at the details for this and we look at manufacturing, it needs big batteries and 2 final assemblers. We didn't have production for big batteries and we didn't have 2 final assemblers. We do now. Now, what I've done with this is also include a component printer here for small batteries, because that means we can continue to make the Pyramid joystick, which annoyingly is also named Pyramid. We are still printing these things. They are still selling. We do keep running into problems where they keep running out of stock, which is really annoying because the goal here is 0 for both of the Pyramid products, which I would imagine is because this project management here is not able to... Interesting. How have we ended up with Jordan Sanders unable to do post-launch support? How has this happened? Jordan Sanders. Who exactly is Jordan Sanders? You are the OS console dev lead for the day. How has this happened? How have I hired someone that can't do what I need them to do? If we look at our employees here, we go to Jordan. You are great at HR. You're not so good at automation. We might need to get rid of you. You've been here for 4 years. I guess 4 years ago I made this team. Yeah, you're not particularly good. So I need someone that can do HR and automation. Socialization and multitasking is kind of less important. So unfortunately, Jordan, you are out of here, and we're hopefully not going to get sued for getting rid of you. But what we'll do is filter by compatibility. This is our OS. Which one was it? I've already forgotten. It was like OS, dev, was it console? This is the console dev team, right? I'm pretty sure it's the console dev team. So it was automation and HR. We don't need multitasking as much. We'll begin looking, and we're looking for someone like Sawyer Arnold, who has HR, has automation. You seem pretty solid. You've got normal compatibility, which is great. So we'll go and change your role to team leader. And if we go over to this project now, we're looking for Sawyer. All of this side of automation is now handled. Print job copies is now 100%, which is what we're looking for. And that should mean that first off, let's accept all of these. That should mean that manufacturing for this eventually updates to say that, yeah, we are going to print as many as we need and as many as people want. For the time being, what I'm going to do is print like 25,000 more controllers, and I'm going to say that we print another 25,000 consoles just to make sure that we do have them in stock. There's the controllers going out. The consoles should be getting made over this way, I think. Not really. Actually, no, the consoles already had 25,000 in stock. You know what? The controllers are going out. That's what matters. That's what's important. Hopefully the console project, which to be fair, is not designing a new console. They are not, Sawyer doesn't handle the console development. Sawyer just handles the support, because we have Obelisk as its own little thing here, which is where it's going to stay. So that's kind of the plan. I guess it being December, we should start marketing Metro Horizons. So let's start working on a press release. We're going to give it to Marketing 4. That's our biggest marketing team, I'm pretty sure. We are going to hype this. We are going to do a press build of Metro Horizons as well. 4 months to market this is really not that much. Technically, we announced it a long time ago, so technically the world has known about it for a while. I don't think Software Inc.'s really going to care too much about that, so we're going to see what happens with Metro Horizons. It is worth pointing out that Horizon Metropolis, which is never going to be, it's always going to be awkward to go back and forth between these. Horizon Metropolis, 1.2 million active users. It came out last March. It came out this March, I guess, technically. It has done 118 million in profit. It is up there quite a bit, all things considered. So we have a lot to live up to with the new one. Definitely excited to see how that goes. And actually, just while we're talking about things making profits, let's talk about something that made a ton of profit, which of course is Dungeons Eternal. I've changed the dungeon support project to last for 180 months now, because that's going to be 15 years of support for Dungeons Eternal, because it has obviously been more than 10 years. We aren't doing another Dungeons game right now. Well, technically, we're not doing another Dungeons game right now. We're not doing another mainline Dungeons game right now. Obviously, Gungeon is a spin-off that's become its own franchise. We are, of course, doing Goblin Bowl, which I guess is its own thing, but occasionally features Dungeons characters. We did Dungeon Drifters, so Dungeon Drifters 2 is on the way. You know, technically, mechanically speaking, as far as Software Inc. is concerned, we are not doing anything in the role-playing game space, which is true. But the Dungeons IP continues. It's kind of like Star Wars in the early 2000s. If you were around, if you were playing video games, if you were sentient back then, basically, it was a good time, man. There were some fantastic Star Wars games, like Star Wars, like the Pod Racer game, Knights of the Old Republic. There was like the Obi-Wan Kenobi game, like the Episode 1 Obi-Wan Kenobi game, where I think he had a green lightsaber. No, he had a green lightsaber on the cover, I think. Oh, that's going way back. Obviously, the original Star Wars Battlefront games, like everyone and their mother was making a Star Wars game back then, and they were good, mostly. They were mostly good. They were mostly good. It was a good time. Anyway, I do want to point out that the FPS project over here does look like it's recovering a little bit. What we might need to do then is go to our sports devs and just get a dedicated project leader for the sports project. There is a lot of stuff going on in here. There's a lot of tasks that they have here, but I will say, I feel like they should be able to handle them. I feel like these tasks shouldn't be that much of a big deal. They do have a release cooldown of 3 months. They do have iteration cooldowns of 1 month, which is a relatively new thing that I've done with this project. Update cycles every 4 months for 18 months. So in theory, we could probably go and like cancel support for Goblin Bowl and Dungeon Drifters. I really don't want to do that. So I think what we'll do is just keep an eye on it and see if we want to give them a dedicated team lead. But for now, what I really want to do is skip ahead to January 2015. At least this is the first thing that I want to do, because I want to see how something like Gungeon 5 does, given that it had a bunch of problems in development. Now, to be fair, the effectiveness is climbing and getting towards a good place. Sports games, kind of in the same ballpark. It is slowly improving. It's also worth pointing out that we did release another Guardian this month, which is looking okay, all things considered. It immediately made a profit. Gungeon 5, we haven't got any word back on, but I'm hoping that it does pretty well for itself. I'm hoping the next one, Gungeon 6, which is aiming for November of next year, it's going to be yearly. Oh boy. Oh boy, we're doing it yearly. Okay. I'm going to let them do their thing with Gungeon. We're going to see what they can do with it as a yearly thing, I guess. I guess that's how it's going to be. But having a look in here, what do you want? A non-binding contract or exclusive? Oh, I don't want to give you either of those things. I really don't want to give you either, because here's the thing. The non-binding contract, we've done this before and it was really annoying. Exclusive lead is also not exactly ideal. Now, what have you done for us before? What's your portfolio? Gungeon? Okay. Actually, I mean, how long are you going to be with us? What age are you? Can I see your age in here? I can't see your age right now. Okay, you know what? I'm going to give you exclusive lead. So you don't own the intellectual property. You are just the exclusive lead design. Oh, you're 57. Yeah, that's, you know what? You've done all right with Gungeon so far, so sure, you can be the exclusive lead on Gungeon. Speaking of which, didn't make as much money as I would have liked. It's not as good as I would have liked, but hopefully, given that they're supporting it, given that they're marketing it, and I would imagine, yep, updating it, hopefully it turns around a little bit, and hopefully it's maybe just not as good because of the problems that were had during development. So we'll see how that works out. At the very least, we have almost 31,000 followers for Metro Horizons, so let's not worry about our projects. Let's just go ahead and put out another press release for Metro Horizons and see how it goes. It is worth pointing out that the software times are probably fed up with us. I have been putting out press releases every day for this thing. As you can see, Nerdsoft won't stop sending out press releases about Metro Horizons. We are well regarded in this demographic. We have started work on it. It's cutting edge, released a video. It's got the full attention. It's hopefully going to be good. I mean, again, if we look up here, we have almost 15 million fans. We are well regarded in the simulation space, just as much as the RPG space. So, I mean, here's hoping, right? That's all we can do. It needs to be good, and it needs to last. I mean, realistically, we need 7 years out of this thing. That's kind of the goal. Also, now that I think about it, now that I realize it's 2015, there is a little something we can do. I want to select the entire building, because that does give us literally everything that I have. I then want to select all of the computers in all of my buildings, of which there are 536. And then I want to replace them with the new RGB computer, which has a better durability. It produces less noise. It is slightly better for the environment in each office space, and is going to cost me an absolute ton of money to do. But it is a new set of computers. The only thing I would like to do here is go and change them so that the LEDs are just white, because I think bright red LEDs in all of the offices would look kind of terrible. So that's kind of the idea. We could swap the LEDs out to just, if we make them black, they're basically off, which is an option. I think we'll go for like white is what we'll do for like kind of a gray for now. I might go through some of the office spaces. You know what? I am going to go through some of the office spaces. I'm not going through all of them, but I think some of the offices we can maybe get away with, you know, having the LEDs match the team color. That seems like a fair thing to do. So these guys get that like nice blue right there. These guys can get a nice sort of purple, which it does cast light and it does look really cool. And there we go. We have some yellow LEDs in here. We have purple in the back. We have some green and some orange up this way. We have more green in this space. You can sort of see it right there with some purple and some pinks and some bluey, aqua, tealy colors right there. We've got some red up this way and we have some blue up this way. I'm not doing all of these computers over here because it's just, I just don't want to. I just don't want to. So in other news, there is this one company, Mazelstack, whatever they're called, this company. They keep trying to buy the Image Palette Pro IP, which is, of course, our Palette Pro IP, which we did release another version off back in July of last year. It's not very good. It's not great, all things considered. I wish it was. I do. I really wish it was good. It just isn't. It just isn't. It's just not very good. It'd be nice if it was. Anyway, it's made some money, which is great. So we're not going to complain too much about it. That's actually a lot of money, all things considered, since it's not been that long. But yeah, it could be better. Guardian 19, honestly, it's doing pretty well, I guess, since it's been out for like a month. Gungeon 5, not doing so well, but it's starting to make some money, which is all right. Once it gets some updates, it should be fine. Long story short, we're not selling that intellectual property to anybody. But what I am considering doing is, are they the second most valuable company in the world right now? They are. They're also 33.7% listed. How much would I need to spend to buy out those stocks? $263 million for 33.7% of this company. Huh. Okay. Yes, I will buy those. I will absolutely take a good chunk of that company because there's an opportunity there to take it over at some point. What I would also like to do is go to Space Ruth LLC right here because I do have 52% of that company and I would like to turn them into a subsidiary because $189 million at this point is whatever. We'll turn them into a subsidiary. We're going to give them, I want to say $250 million to work with, which obviously leaves us under $2 billion, which is fine. My hosting deal with the company has been canceled because they were bought out, which makes sense. Interestingly, they are working on another phone, which has kind of been their bread and butter for the last little while. They do occasionally do RPGs, which is fine, I suppose. But they make pretty good money, all things considered. I mean, admittedly, why Apex Online 6 did not make all that much money. Online 7 did, and they made $287 million off of an adventure game back in 2002. Now, you might be thinking, why am I taking over this company? Don't we already have a company that does phones? And that is true. We absolutely do. I don't remember which one. This one, Tanner Industries, is working on Nova for December 2019. I'm thinking I might do basically the same thing with Space Ruth LLC. Now, first and foremost, obviously, we want to change their logo to Nerdrosoft. I can spell. There we go. I don't remember which of these. I think it's this first one that we're using, if I remember right. So that's going to be their logo going forward, which is completely fine. We're going to stick with our branding on all of these different companies, which means I now have, 5 subsidiaries, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that we have 5 subsidiaries, and I like that we're sort of letting them do their own thing. Now, these guys being autonomous, we can look at their specializations. It is just phone operating systems, so that is basically all they're going to work on. This thing being about 2 years out, I don't think I'm going to cancel it, but I'm going to try to stay on top of what they're doing so that when Y Apex Online comes out, we can maybe take that IP, we can design what the follow-up is going to be, We'll obviously rename it in the way that we did with Nova and Desk and some other things, and we'll send it back to the subsidiary for them to continue doing their own thing. Now, as I've said before, when it comes to these subsidiaries that are doing the same thing that we're doing, I'm really not that concerned about just letting them do that, because if for some reason or other that company or any of my subsidiaries happens to make $1 billion, I can just go and take some of that money. I can go and take my cut. Not that I need to, but I can if I happen to want to. And I think that's fun. I like that we have, you know, it's kind of in the same way that, I was going to use Microsoft as the example here, but realistically, I mean, I guess it's kind of like Microsoft if they were to ever make another Halo. Well, they are making more Halo games, or at least they're making the count. The point is, they own Activision, which does Call of Duty, so Microsoft owns Call of Duty. If they put out a Call of Duty game in like the same quarter as a new Halo game, those are technically competing against each other, but they're technically both owned by Microsoft. So it's, you know, it's whatever. It's fine. I've reached the point of this game where it means nothing to me to spend $500 million on other companies, even if they're going to compete with each other and even if they're kind of competing with me. Because at the end of the day, if they win and they make a ton of money, I win and make a ton of money, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, it is now day 2 of March 2015, which means Metro Horizons gets to be released, and we now start on a journey that's going to take us through the next 7 years. It's 5 stars across the board. We want to order some copies. That's fine. Marketing is going to be, I'm going to say marketing 4, because it is a massive team and they're not doing too much right now. We'll give them a budget of about $50,000. I think that should be enough. Move support up to about there should be fine. And we'll move marketing. In fact, do I have support and marketing teams for my simulation games? I do. Okay. That changes things. That absolutely. I mean, yes, City Builder support is right here. So now that I think about it, what we can do is go to existing products and sort by release date and throw Metro Horizons into that mix, which means the porting, the updates, and the marketing and the support for Metro Horizons is now done automatically, which is fine. So I don't need to worry about any of that, which is fantastic news. Looking at Metro Horizons, it is going to need to make $1.5 million to break even. The marketing is unavoidable, which is true. I was releasing press releases pretty much every day. And now we go to releases, we go to Metro Horizons, we start working on expansions, and this is going to be coming out in September. So this is our After Dark, and I have decided I'm just going to go with the names of the actual City Skylines DLCs here, because it's going to make it so much easier to keep track of what they are. So After Dark, if I'm going to do this off of memory, I do have, oh wait, no, hold on. I have a spreadsheet in one of my other monitors, and I have, it's like name, City Skylines, description, whatever, release date, 10th of March, 2015. And then it's name, After Dark, description. I have the description of the DLC. I was going to try and do it by memory, but no, I have it here. This will add new unique buildings, including a casino, a luxury hotel, and settings for expanded tourism and leisure specializations. I believe there was a free, this is the part I don't have written down. I think the day-night cycle was part of a free update that came with After Dark in September 2015. So I guess it would be new sprites. I'm pretty sure it came with some new maps. It came with new environmental objects because it was the casino and hotel and stuff like that. I think it came with a new radio station, and I guess AI archetypes, we can say, I don't know. we'll do some like some maps in there. We'll do like a little bit of new music, I guess. Maybe not music. Let's do this. Let's just do AI archetypes and that'll be fine. So this is After Dark. It's going to be source controlled. The 2D editor in question is going to be Palette Pro 3? Is Palette Pro 4 not supposed to be in here? Oh man. You know what? It is, unless, you know what? Sure, we'll do that. That's fine. The 3D editor in question is going to be Voxel 9, which is no better than the last one. That's disappointing. And the audio tool is Harmony 6, because I forgot that Board Limited was putting another one of these things out there. Harmony 6 is actually pretty decent. I mean, its reviews kind of suck, but it has a good number of active users, which is great. So we will use that, of course. And then the developers of this will not be the console teams. It'll be the sim devs working on all of this. And it will be not the core team, but the sim devs plus me working on all of this. It should take less than a year to do this. We're going to start developing it. We're not going to announce a release date yet. You know what? We will. Why not? We kind of... I need to stick with this. This is my rule. So it's September 2015 that we release After Dark for Metro Horizons. It shouldn't take too long to make that, all things considered. Its expansion packs are relatively quick to turn around. So hopefully this thing is no exception. And it looks like it will be no exception, which is absolutely fantastic news. And you know what? 108,000 active users with 4 stars is not bad. Now, admittedly, it's not quite as good in terms of ratings as Horizon Metropolis 2, but 6.3 million in day one sales, immediately giving us a profit. I'm okay with that. I am. I'm okay with that. Now, I will say, I'm a little bit confused about what I'm printing. Oh, wait, oh, okay. I was really confused about why I'd lost money, but it was taxes. Of course it was. That's fine. Okay. We're doing fine. That's all right. So we're making money is what we're doing. We're doing all right. We're supporting Metro Horizons. We're updating it. We're doing what we need to do. We're going to be supporting it for 5 years through the City Builder support thing here, which, to be fair, all things considered, oh man, I realize I'm pretty sure, you know what I've just realized? This video is really well timed. This video is going out on the 11th anniversary of City Skylines releasing. I just looked at the date, and like for when I'm recording this, I'm recording it the day before, so I know I just realized that the 10th of March 2026. Yeah, that's that. Oh man, I'm old. I've been doing this for a long time. You know what's also interesting about it is, like, isn't there there's like new DLC stuff for Cities 1 coming out? That's wild. Oh man. I'm not including that, by the way. We're not doing like, was it race day or something like that? This series will probably be wrapped up before we get to 2026. I'm going to be honest with you. We'll get a new CEO. We'll see how 2024 and 2025 goes. I doubt we'll bring this up to modern day, because we've done everything that there is to do at this point and then some. But I've just realized that, yeah, this is going out on the 11th anniversary of City Skylines, which is just, oh man, time really flies. That's scary. So in other news, 2 companies that I have shares in have started selling more shares. Specifically, the Masel Stack company has put up another 6.5% of their shares. I think just simply because this company is the second most valuable company in the world, I'm going to buy those, which gives me 38% of the company, which I'm fine with. I think that's relatively okay. I also have shares in Synapse Stoco Solutions. I don't remember when I got these shares, I'm going to be honest, but I am noticing an opportunity here to purchase these shares and these shares, which gives me 48.8% of this company. Now, these guys specialize in console operating systems. They have been doing the iBoy for the last decade, which is fine. It has served them relatively well, although the most recent one has not been kind to them. So that might, well, actually the first one wasn't particularly kind to them either, now that I look at it. But what this might do is give me an opportunity to take over a company that does specialize in consoles. I mean, there's not really any need for me to do this, but that's kind of how I've been operating for the last little while anyway. I don't need to take these. I'm probably not going to take these guys over, to be fair. I'm not really sure if I'm willing to spend $1 billion on a single company, because ultimately that's probably about how much we would spend. They do make games though, and they make wildly successful games. I mean, they have one here, Forbidden Baby. We've looked at this before. I remember this one. Terrible name. Almost $500 million in profit, and it came out 6 years ago. So it's doing all right. 1.4 million active users is more than we have on Dungeons Eternal now, so it's doing very well. The third one here, not made as much money. It came out 2 years ago. 1.8 million active users. So they're doing well. Like Warcraft Dominance is their most recent game with 660,000 users. It's an RTS. So they make very successful games is what we're getting at here. And so, I mean, making almost $500 million in profits off of something that's not subscription based with almost 9 million net units sold, they've done very well for themselves. So I wouldn't be against taking them over. I'm just not sure I'm willing to spend $1 billion to do it. I maybe. It's a very big maybe. Because I suppose, realistically, what else am I going to spend my money on? And the answer is a firm probably absolutely nothing. So as is tradition, let's see what we're getting in terms of awards. We, of course, get Best Employer. Best Product is going to be us as well with Metro Horizons. Yes, that's what we want to see. Oh, that makes me so happy. That genuinely makes me really happy that Metro Horizons wound up being the best product. Best designer, unfortunately, second place goes to Ella Love, who was the lead designer on Metro Horizons. So you know what? Good job, Ella. That's still great. I love that. I really do. Most profitable product is us with Horizon Metropolis 2. So you know what? I love that. I do. I really, really love that. I have seen, I suppose now is as good a time as any to mention it. I have seen a bunch of comments that have said that I still haven't got around to building a bank vault and that I still haven't done anything about all of these awards that we have in here, of which there are many. Yes, there's quite a few. I don't know what I would, I want to come up with somewhere to put these at some point. I do know people have pointed out so many times that the rewards do have, like, they do stuff, right? So the best employer one will slow hunger and bladder in a room. The best product slows furniture degradation. The best designer slows social needs and stress. And most profitable product slows dirt accumulation. So if I wanted to, I could put most profitable product in here. I just don't want to get robbed, man. Really, I don't want to get robbed. That's what happens. That's what happens every time. But I think what I would like to do is I want to put some awards in here. I do. I want to put these, man, that would suck. You would hit your head on those every single time you stood up, wouldn't you? That would kind of suck. What if we put some shelves like back here? I guess we could put them over here. I suppose this wouldn't, like, getting rid of this and putting them there wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. Is there anywhere else good that I could put these? I guess I could just move all of those chairs down, couldn't I? So I could move, I'd have to do a lot of moving, but I could put the computer here. Am I willing to do that? Does it really matter? It annoys, just the idea. So here's the thing. I have, in my kitchen, there's one of those like cooker hood things, right? Like the extraction fans that like all the steam goes up into. And that was put in when I was much younger. It's like a built-in thing. The kitchen was like completely gutted and renovated when I was much younger, and I didn't really do much cooking. And in the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I've gotten really into cooking. Not that I wasn't like, don't get me wrong. I've been, just to be clear, the last 5 or 6 years would bring me from like 26. So I don't want to imply that it wasn't until I was like nearly 30 that I started cooking for myself. What I mean is, it wasn't until I was nearly 30 that I started really caring about cooking for myself. And by that, I put an effort into it, is what I'm getting at. That's the point I'm trying to make. Anyway, oh man, what am I? My point being, the extraction fan is not very high up on the wall, or above the cooker. It is, in fact, at the perfect height that if I'm leaning over a pot and I lift my head up, it just smacks me right in, like, you know, right at the crown of your head, right at that like one part right in the middle, right there every time. And nothing, like, you think hitting your funny bones, and oh man, you have, no, this is worse. This is so much worse every time. It's the worst thing, and I hate it. I really do. I really, really do. Anyway, this is what I was wanting to do here, is put these awards into this room for Metro Horizons and Ella Love. I think that's probably fair enough to do. We could throw the 2014 one in here for best product, 2014 being Horizon Metropolis. I don't necessarily hate the idea of doing that. I don't think we got an award. We did get best product 2000. You know what? Well, yeah, let's. Oh, I can't get these to line up properly though. Hold on. We're going to do this. And then I want to do Horizon Metropolis there. And I want to do Horizon Metropolis there. So we have all of their awards nicely lined up. Can I just move these to the middle of the wall? I totally can. Yeah, that's good. I feel like they deserve it. You know, this is the franchise, Metro Horizons, that's going to be carrying us forward for the next little while, which, by the way, people are really excited about After Dark. There's almost 500,000 people that are following it. So we're going to go ahead and print, I'm going to say about 750,000 units of this. Not really too sure that we're going to need 750,000 units, but very curious to see how it goes. Very, very curious. I'm also keenly aware of the fact that we have from September to February to make the next one, which is Snowfall. A little bit concerned about that. Not entirely convinced that we're going to be able to do that. Although I will say we could put the core team on this, and we'll put them on it for the beta phase here as well. We can probably draft the core team to make things go a little bit quicker. Anyway, it is now day 2 of September 2015, which means it's time to release After Dark, which has 868,000 followers. This thing is, it's just running away is what it's doing. We're gonna get that thing out the door though. It's 5s across the board, which is fantastic news. Marketing is gonna be $50,000. Marketing 4 can deal with this, which is fine. We're not ordering copies. Again, that's fine. Interestingly, we do have a company in here offering us just shy of $71 million for the Metro Horizons intellectual property. Obviously, that's going to be no for that one. They're not getting it, but still very cool. It's still cool that people are interested. Now, what we do need to do is, first off, look at After Dark and make sure that it's unavoidable. It doesn't need to make that much money. It's fine. We need to go to Metro Horizons, which has almost made $100 million, by the way. It's still doing very, very well. Almost 1 million active users as well. But instantly, we need to start working on Snowfall, which is the next expansion. Now, Snowfall is going to add snow and other winter-themed elements, as well as trams. So we'll do new AI systems, new environmental objects, there were definitely snowy maps that came with Snowfall. We could do, you know what? Just because the turnaround on this is so quick, I'm going to play it really safe. Now, in terms of what Snowfall should actually have, there should be new sprites in there. There should be new dialogue on the radio. There was new music from some radio stations. I'm going to play it safe by just using Palette Pro 4 and using Voxel 9 and only doing these things to max out the market satisfaction. I'm playing it very safe just to make sure that this is done in time, because we need to start working on Snowfall now, because we need to release Snowfall. Now, admittedly, it's saying January, which is good. It's going out in February of 2016. It was the 18th of February 2016 is when City Skylines Snowfall released. So we're gonna say that we start working on pretty much everything right away. We're not doing a press build, which we can't do right now, but we will hype it, and that's fine. let's just make sure that those are some priorities for us. Shouldn't take long to get that done, all things considered. But what I'm mostly looking forward to is seeing just how much money we end up making from After Dark. That's kind of the really exciting thing here, and that's the thing I'm most curious about. Also worth pointing out, just while we're here, Doors Enterprise Edition, not making as much money as it used to. Dungeons Eternal is down to $750,000, a little bit, well, just over, which is fine. NOS 3, not doing so good. Horizon Metropolis 2, still doing pretty well, all things considered. It is a shame to see Dungeons Eternal making as little as it's making now, given where it was, but I mean, realistically, it's a pretty old game at this point, so it's fine. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Snowfall, on the other hand, instantly 38,000 followers, which is incredible. It is coming along, which is good, so we'll make that a nice top priority right there. And what I would like to see is After Dark just did $6 million. That is not bad. We do want to go and change the maximum on this to like 50,000 copies just to make sure that we're good and not overprinting this thing. It is also worth pointing out that at one point in here, my manufacturing was set to print 1 million copies of NOS 3. Unfortunately, we have almost 1 million copies in stock and we're never going to shift them, but I have moved that down to 1,000 copies instead of 1 million because that just sort of makes sense. But here's hoping that we end up in a good spot with After Dark. I mean, it still has a ton of copies in stock. It did sell 155,000 units, which is frustrating given just how many people were following it, but that's okay. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. As long as we get Snowfall out in February, I will be happy. Natural disasters in November, mass transit in the following May, green cities in October, blah, 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 blah. That's the goal. And all things considered, I suppose 6 million from After Dark is solid. We're looking at just shy of 100 million from Metro Horizons itself across the board, 1.2, well, just shy of 1.2 million active users, $12.2 million in the past day. I think it's fair to say that Metro Horizons, I mean, look, it's no Horizon Metropolis 2 yet, but it might get there. It might. There's a distinct possibility that it might get there. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. Now, in other news, and as one last little thing that I would like to do in today's episode, we have Palette Pro 5, which is due out this month. From what I can tell, there have been no mistakes with it. There's 51,000 followers, which is great. So hopefully it's good. It better be. We also have, what is coming out? Goblin Bowl 2 is coming out this month, which has no followers whatsoever, really. A little bit disappointing. Really, I love Goblin Ball. I love it as a concept. So it's a little disappointing. I mean, the first one did 200. Oh my God, it did $215 million. Yeah. That's a lot to live up to. That is a lot to live up to. I didn't realize that the first one was as successful as that. Why have I... Man, automation sucks. It's never really that good, you know? Like it always... Oh, hold on a minute. Game sim support has lost their leader. Okay. We can do something about this. Yeah, automation is... I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great. It is. It's great. But it's also just... Oh, what am I looking for here? Support. I'm looking for game sim support. This team right here. It's good, and I love it. I love automating things in this game. I really, genuinely do. It's just that you can have these situations where you make these amazing products and these amazing games and these amazing pieces of software, and then because of the nature of automation, typically you throw to automation and the first couple that come out kind of suck. And it's unfortunate because I would love... If it didn't work, I mean, sometimes it doesn't, but usually it does. Usually it's the case that like you push something into automation and the first couple are just kind of terrible. I don't know. I hope Goblin Ball 2 is good, at least from a narrative point of view, you know? That's kind of the thing for me. From like, oh my God, 300 and wow. Okay. People are excited for Snowfall. That's good. That's very good. After Dark just did another 5.5-ish million, which is great news. Palette Pro 5 is, I want to say, considerably better than the last one. Instantly made a profit as well, which is fantastic news. 1.4 million active users in Metro Horizons is great as well. So very, very happy about that one. I mostly want to see Goblin Bowl 2. That's kind of where I'm at here. Now, these guys do have a release cooldown of 3 months with their products here, so they're not going to be moving to release Dungeon Drifters 2 anytime soon. They also have a 1-month iteration cooldown, and that's largely to stop this team from getting overwhelmed, which thankfully they're not anymore. The effectiveness of those teams is pretty solid. Goblin Bowl 2 has gone out. It hasn't been reviewed yet. I need to remember that we don't see the stars until the reviews come in. It needs to make about $2 million. We're going to see how that goes. Let's get Snowfall into beta. Let's go ahead and start printing copies of this. I'm just going to say aim for, I mean, how many copies of this one we've done? I'm going to do 500,000. I'm going to say 500,000 copies of Snowfall. Goblin Bowl 2 is aiming to print 4 copies. Oh no. Oh no, that's really sad. These guys really want the Metro Horizons IP, huh? I mean, that's good money. $95.9 million is not bad, but they're not getting it. It's absolutely not happening. We're not. It's supposed to carry us through the next 7 years, so I don't think there's any world in which I'm getting rid of it. Let's send out a press build for Snowfall and let people get their hands on it a little bit early. I do love how quickly we've managed to get this thing sorted out. Yeah, you can have a fixed rate. That's fine by me. How are we looking? 1.1 million followers on that. Wow. Okay. We might want to just print a few more than that. We might want to go for about 1 million. I'm not 100% sure that we'll sell 1 million, but we'll go for 1 million there. That'll be fine. After Dark just made more money this month than it did last. Metro Horizons has sold a little bit more this month than it did last as well. Horizon Metropolis. Metro Horizons also made a ton of, oh my God. It's blowing up is what it's doing. Goblin Bowl 2 also happened to make money, which is great. Very, very happy to see that one. They're aiming for August of next year for Dungeon Drifters 2, which is, again, kind of what we're looking for. They are supporting Goblin Bowl 2. They're doing everything they need to be doing. Our next set of releases from the company then will be Snowfall in February. We have Guardian 20 in February as well. We have Voxel 10 in July. We have, obviously, Dungeon Drifters 2 in August. And then we have Gungeon 6 in November of 20. Is his name Brain? That guy's name is Brain. Okay, fair enough. Sure. Yeah, we're doing a lot of things next year. It's a big year. It's a very big year. We're also going to be looking to release Doors 17 because, I mean, it can release in 2017, but ideally it's going to be releasing sort of Q4 2016 to kind of bring in the new year. NOS 4, I would imagine, will get into its alpha phase next year. Obelisk, same story, hopefully. But we're doing work. We're doing work. I'm really, really pleased that Metro Horizons has been a success. I mean, it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's the 14th most profitable game or piece of software that this company has ever released. It is still quite a ways behind Horizon Metropolis 2, but I will say, and this is probably one of the last times I'm going to point this out, I actually think, given how much money Dungeons Eternal is continuing to make, I think it will cross the 2 billion mark, and that's really, really cool. The most profitable thing in the past day was Metro Horizons, and that makes me happy. That makes me really, really happy. I love the recognition that we're getting across so many parts of the market here, especially given how much we struggled with market recognition over the course of this entire series. So I'm so pleased that this stupid little project, this stupid Cities Skylines knockoff idea that I had so many episodes ago, has actually worked out for Nerdsoft. And I mean, realistically, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna. I don't know that we're gonna stick around to see all of the City Skylines DLCs up to Plazas and Promenades get released in this series. And I say that because this cities project was kind of the big project. It was the big thing I was looking forward to. And I do want to do all the DLCs. But here's what I'm thinking, and here's why I'm saying that. So over on the right of the screen, we have a bunch of stuff that we're working on. We're doing a bunch of things. We have Doors 17 coming up. We have NOS 4. We have Obelisk. We have the controller, and we have the DLCs. These are kind of the last big projects that I would like to do, aside from one other, which is the Dungeons reboot. Now, typically with Software Inc., what I typically do is I stick with it until my character retires. Now, my character is 9 years away from retirement, and he will leave once he turns 65. I think they stay here while they're 64. The second they take over to 65, they leave. So we have 3 people that are due to leave relatively soon there. I have 9 years left with this company. In that 9 years, I want to have my character be CEO and thus overseeing the release of Doors 17, which I like to think of Doors 17 as a bit of a departure, because obviously Doors 17 is the follow-up to Doors Enterprise Edition. So there's going to be 8 years between Enterprise Edition and Doors 17. It's kind of the jump, right? It's not a reboot, but it's kind of, I just bit my tongue, ow. Every single time. It's not a reboot, but it's modernizing it. It's taking Doors and saying, okay, we're not doing these home editions, we're not doing these Enterprise editions, we're not doing professional editions, we're just doing Doors 17, and it's built out in such a way that if you need it for Enterprise work, you can use it for an Enterprise setting, professional, blah, 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 blah. It's an all-in-one kind of thing. That's kind of where Nerdsoft is going to with some of its, we're entering our Xbox One era, as I realize what we're doing, because Obelisk, I mean, it looks like an Xbox series, but anyway, that's where my mind is with Doors. And obviously we have a subsidiary doing Desk, we have one doing Nova, we're doing NOS, and NOS 4 has everything in it. So we've reached the point where we're doing everything. And so I don't feel right just dragging this series out for what would amount to another 10 to 15 episodes just because it's easy views on YouTube, right? Because it kind of is, right? I can kind of sit here and spout whatever kind of nonsense reasons that I come up with for why I'm doing things, and it does well, and I'm very grateful that it does well. But it feels disingenuous to just drag this out, because that's what it is. That's, if we're completely honest, we're going to be doing exactly the same thing that we have done for the last 10 episodes. It's going to be, oh my God, and there's another DLC for Metro Horizons, and another DLC for Metro Horizons, and there's Door 17. So I want to see through the projects that we have. I want to see through as many of the City Skylines DLCs that we can, and I want to reboot Dungeons. That is my goal for the rest of this series. Now, if that happens to take up until September 14th, 2022, then so be it. We will see through up to Plazas and Promenades. I'm not entirely sure it will, because the Dungeons reboot is most likely not going to be an MMO. It's most likely not going to be subscription-based. So it is not going to make as much money as Dungeons Eternal. Now, is that sensible? Probably not. It would probably make sense to do another subscription-based one, but I want to reboot it. I want to come up with like a new logo. I want to come up with like, not quite, and sort of a new story. Maybe it's like a multiversal thing, so it's not a reboot. It's like an alternate universe timeline. It doesn't matter. That's my goal for the rest of this series. Is to goal 1 was get City Skylines out the door. That was the big target. My new goal, and what I will consider to be the final steps for the series: Door 17, NOS 4, Obelisk, as many City Skylines DLCs as we can manage, and a reboot / continuation / multiversal adventure for dungeons. So what all of that means is that I need one last suggestion for a name for dungeons. Now, it could just be Dungeons. Actually, no, it can't, because the first one was called Dungeons. I'm pretty sure I can't just call it Dungeons again. But I need a suggestion for what the Dungeons reboot / multiversal / continuation thing would be. Leave your suggestions in the comments below. If you see something you really like, then, like that comment and push it up a little bit. If it's the top comment and I love it, we'll go with that. If we find something I love, we'll go with that. But I want your opinion on what the final Dungeons game designed by me is going to be. Because, I mean, realistically, I'm not getting any younger. Look at me. My hair's going gray. I've got wrinkles. I'm just, the face is starting to droop a little bit. And it's doing it in the game, too. So, it's Anyway, that is, hold on, I need to just adjust the camera there because it's not a great view there. Anyway, that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.